Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Nadeau here. I decided today, because it's such a beautiful day, to head outside and read a story for you. Nature for me and being outside in the forest is absolutely my happy spot. If I need to feel happy, if I need to relax, if I need to feel fresh or unwind, this is where I head. So you can grab a book. Lots of times I'll grab a book to read outside, or some paper and pens, and to make some lists or doodles, or let creative thoughts come to my mind and I write them down. Maybe even a story will come to your mind. Sometimes that happens to me. The other thing about the forest is there's so many great places that have natural furniture. So if you look around the forest, there's lots of little nooks and crannies that can be used as couches or chairs. Feel free to sit down. And I'll show you, this is a perfect example. These beautiful logs are a great spot to sit down and grab your book. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Oh, and Leonard's here also. He's been running around and getting some fresh air. So he loves sniffing all the doggy sniffs around in the corner. Now maybe he'll relax and read a book with us, but probably not. So we're going to read a book that I think is pretty fitting. It's a book called Sweet Tooth. And I have to confess, I have a sweet tooth. Chocolate and ice cream, oh, I love them. It's my favorite. So this is kind of a funny book because it's about a little boy named Stuart and about his sweet tooth. So we're going to begin, and I'm just going to put you down on this beautiful stump and we will start. Okay, Sweet Tooth. Now, looking at the jacket of the book, I can find the author's name up here. So the author for this book is named Margie Palatini. And we know that in the inside of our jacket, it gives us a snapshot. So a little bit of a description about what the book's going to be about. This is a great spot to, when you're looking for a book that you might be interested in reading. I always look at the picture on the front because that's a good indicator of a good book for me. And I always look in the inside and read this little snapshot. It's just a little bit of what the book's going to be about, and it'll help me decide if I'd like to take this home or take it out of the library and read it myself. Now, I can already tell by these lovely pictures of pies and cakes and sweets that it's right up my alley. So we're going to begin this book. I'll get a little closer. All right, there we go. This is Stuart, your typical average everyday kid, except for one thing. Lurie! Oh yes, there it is, all right, the molar in the back. You're probably saying, a tooth? What's the big deal about a tooth? And ordinarily, you would be correct. But that right there is no ordinary tooth. This is Stuart's sweet tooth. One nagging, annoying, demanding, blah, 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 enough with the yakking. I need a candy bar. Now. Very loud sweet tooth. Does it have that gooey stuff in the middle? Because it's gotta have that gooey stuff in the middle. There, said Stuart, threw a smearing kiss and a gulp. Satisfied? Oh, sweet. Yes, a tooth that wants what it wants, when it wants it, and lets everybody know. So that tooth is very demanding. Take, for example, 2 years ago at Cousin Charlotte's wedding. Stuart was on his best behavior. His shoes were shining, bow tie straight, hands were spotless. Grandfather had just lifted his glass to toast the bride and groom when... I'm falling asleep here. Come on, move it along, Gramps. Cut the cake. Time to cut the cake. I want the end hunk with all that icing. Excuse me. I don't know him, uttered Mother through a gritty smile. He doesn't belong to me, said Dad under his breath. Who is that boy? Muttered Grandmother. Stuart wiped the pink rose from his lips. It's the sweet tooth. It was not a pretty picture. So it looks like his sweet tooth made him eat the cake. Uh-oh. The tooth was no better behaved in school. Stuart had enough detention slips to wallpaper his room. Why, just 2 weeks ago. Who can tell me the capital of North Dakota? Asked Mrs. Finnegan in geography class. Jelly beans, said a muffled voice from the back of the room. Did you say something, Stuart? Said Mrs. Finnegan. Licorice. Stuart, I'm afraid I can't hear your answer, said Mrs. Finnegan. Lollipops. You're going to have to speak up, Stuart. Hey, I'm dying here for a couple of chocolate peanut butter cups, okay? Detention slip number 432. But I'm telling you, it's not me, said Stuart as he was led away to the principal's office. It's the tooth. Oh, that tooth has a mind of its own. The movies? You don't really want to go there, do you? Not with Stuart, anyway. Would somebody pass the yummy gummies already? Shh! Don't look at me, chewed Stuart. It's the tooth. And there he is. His tooth can barely handle it. He needs those gummies in his belly. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. Can you see? There. And, of course, there was the unforgettable Easter basket mishap. Now, that was really ugly. That Sunday morning, the family woke to find jelly beans littering the living room. Marshmallow chicks were missing. The trail of crumpled yellow foil wrappers led to one person, and one person only. Oh, Stuart, cried a disappointed mother and dad. I can't look, whispered his sister Allison, closing her eyes. Those chocolate bunnies never had a chance, moaned Stuart, rubbing his belly aching stomach. It was the tooth. So he said it's the tooth making him act like that and eat all the bunnies from Easter. You see? Perfect. There's the next picture. Hey, can we stop going down memory lane here and open up that bag of cookies? That's it. I've had enough, cried Stuart. Enough? I haven't even had one. No more cookies, shouted Stuart. No more candy, no more cake, no more nothing. There's no more anything, said the tooth. And who do you think you are kidding, kid? Bring on those chocolate chips. Stuart sighed. What choice did he have? He was a boy with one big sweet tooth. He tore open the bag. He grabbed one, then 2, 3, 4 cookies. He opened his mouth. Come to Papa, shouted the tooth. Stuart stopped. What are you waiting for, kid? Come on, cookies, cookies, cookie. Stuart dropped the cookies, but not in his mouth. Oh, look at this funny picture. It's over, Tooth, said a suddenly determined Stuart. I'm cutting you off. Starting right now, it's cold turkey. That means he's just not having any more. Cold turkey? Yuck! I hate cold turkey. Unless you add a little cranberry sauce. Didn't you hear me, Tooth? Cried Stuart. I said it's over. From now on, there's nothing for you but Stuart gulped. Healthy diet. Healthy? Kid, say you don't mean it. Wailed the tooth, but Stuart meant it all right. He meant every word. Yes, it was trying. Yes, it was difficult. Okay, it was darn near impossible, but Stuart stayed strong. So he's not going to eat any more sweets. He said that tooth is not going to be the boss of him. Oh, this is a funny picture. Look at it. That's in his mouth. For the tooth, it was a different story. Peas? You're giving me peas? Little dry green veggie marbles? Broccoli? You're feeding me a shrub? That's not gonna do it. Dessert. Where's dessert? I'm begging ya. When do we get the good stuff? I can't hear you, said Stuart, putting down his fork and placing his hands over his ears. Strong. He stayed strong. That tooth, he's determined. Just one teensy chocolate covered peanut before hitting the sack. How about it? A nosh, a nibble, a breath mint, something. Forget it, said Stuart, turning off the light. Strong, strong. Come on, what do you say? 1 spoonful of sugar, urged the tooth as Stuart ate his cereal. Stuart shook his head. The tooth was losing its grip, and it knew it. A drop of chocolate milk, 1 measly little crumb bun crumb. No way, said Stuart. Very strong. And that's him laying in bed before bed. Look at his comforter. It has little cakes and little cakes and candies on the front of his comforter. I thought that was pretty cute. And ice cream on his wallpaper. His bed, and chocolates and candy canes on his wallpaper. This guy loves sweets. Well, his sweet tooth does. So look at the tooth. Hey, watch that toothbrush, shouted the tooth. And keep that tongue of yours on the other side of your mouth. Trying to wiggle me out of here, huh? Well, I'm not going, kid. I'm not going anywhere. You hear me? Do you hear me? Stuart brushed, flossed, gargled. There he is. Brush, floss, and gargling is that big tooth of his. Ugh, moaned the tooth weakly. He's not hearing me. I'll get you for this, kid. Stuart smiled. He was winning. Oh, yes, he was winning. 3 days passed. The tooth was quiet. Very quiet. Almost too quiet. But Stuart wasn't thinking tooth. He was thinking baseball. So his mind was on baseball, not on sweets for once. And here's the baseball. Yeah, a little picture. The umpire in the back. It was the biggest game of the season, bottom of the 9th. Stuart was at the plate. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. 2 outs, 2 strikes. So he needs to hit that ball. The crowd was on their feet. The game was on the line. Stuart's team was down by 1 run. The pitcher went into his wind-up. There was a hush in the stands. So everyone went quiet and was listening. A big fat fastball was heading for the plate. It was all up to Stuart, and then, boy, could I go for a hunk of bubblegum right now. Swish. Swing and swish. He, 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 he. Strike 3, yelled the umpire. You're out. Gotcha, said the tooth. Now go get me some goodies. I'll get you some goodies, mumbled Stuart, dropping the bat. Oh, he is not very happy. That tooth is getting back at him. So here's the vegetables. Look at all his vegetables on the bottom he has ready for that tooth. Home he marched, into the kitchen straight for the refrigerator. He yanked open the door, rustled through the vegetable bin. He flung lettuce, he tossed tomatoes, he hurled a head of cauliflower, and then he pulled out a carrot. That's right, a carrot. It's over for you, Tooth, announced Stuart, defiantly lifting the carrot above his head. So he's mad. Look at his eyes. He looks like he's upset, and he wants that tooth to stop bothering him. How is a carrot going to help? What are you going to do with that? Asked his wide-eyed sister. Can you see the picture? There we go. Stuart grinned. He opened his mouth wide, very wide. No, kid, not the carrot, not the carrot. Yes, the carrot, shouted Stuart. No, kid, no. Allison covered her eyes. Am I too young to be watching this? Closer, 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 and then crunch. Ah! So long, sweet world. What a way to go. Done in by an orange vegetable. Stuart rubbed his jaw. He stared at the carrot and the tooth. It was over. What's going to happen to it? Asked Allison. So he's in bed right now. What's going to happen to it? Asked Allison as she followed her brother upstairs to the bedroom. Stuart placed the molar under his pillow, then looked at his sister. Who knows, he said with a big smile. That's the tooth fairy's problem now. So he's going to put it, he finally got rid of that guy. He's going to put it underneath his pillow and see what happens. Oh, and there's the tooth fairy in the corner. Maybe she'll come tonight. Well, let's see. This is a really funny page. Okay, so check this out. Wow, 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 cried the baby teeth. Woof, yapped the canine. Please be quiet, said the wisdom tooth. I'm trying to read. Pipe down, wise guy. What does a sweet tooth have to do to get an ice cream sundae around here? With hot fudge and throwing some sprinkles on it while you're at it. The tooth fairy sighed. Rotten teeth. So the funny part about this picture is this is where all the teeth go when the tooth fairy gets them. So you have the wisdom tooth that's reading the book, the baby teeth, see all the little baby teeth crying in the back, and then the sweet tooth, and the tooth fairy saying, oh, what a rotten tooth that sweet tooth is. Isn't that so funny? And this says rotten teeth, tooth fairy headquarters. So when your teeth fall out, the tooth fairy brings them back to the tooth fairy headquarters. And that's where they go. And that is the end. I loved that story. I thought it was so darn cute. Because you never think about your sweet tooth taking control of you. But man, does it do it sometimes. Whew, that ice cream. I think maybe I better go and have some right now. Len, would you want some ice cream? Look at Leonard, you want some ice cream? Where is he? Len, you want some ice cream? Oh, he loves it. Ice cream for the boy? Yeah. All right, boys and girls, have a wonderful day. What I would like you to do right now is to go outside. If your day is beautiful, go outside, grab a book or grab some paper and pen and make up a story and be creative. It can be a story about teeth. It can be a story about sweets. It could be a story about your dog. It could be a story about the magic that happens in the forest. Be creative. Tell me about the characters. Tell me about surprises that happen in the forest. And let me know how you feel when you're out there. For me, I told you it's a special spot for me. So I love being out here. And tell me how you feel when you're in the forest. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.